So this book is called Team of Rivals, written by Doris Kearns Goodwin. Now, what I want you to understand that this is a history book, and I am a historian. See, I went to college to study history. I got a bachelor's degree in history, and I'm fascinated by the history of the world, and particularly the leaders throughout history. So whether it's Napoleon, Genghis Khan, or Abraham Lincoln, I'm always fascinated about the leadership journey that they took in their lives to help them to be successful leaders. Now, the reason why this book is on my list of top books that everybody needs to read, because this book is a blueprint for how you become the greatest leader that you know. This book is about Abraham Lincoln's team of rivals. Now, when I say team of rivals, the book clearly lays out the following, and I'm just going to tell it to you because I really want you to read it, but I need you to understand why this is a great book around the concept of diversity and inclusion. In 1860, the United States of America was one of the most divided nations on the planet. Whatever you think about our political divisions today, it paled in comparison to what happened in our nation in 1860. See, we had free states, we had slave states. We had urban states, we had rural states. And the country was on the brink of separating. Yes, we had the Civil War a few years later. Now, here's what I want you to understand about this book, that in the election of 1860 was one of the most polarizing and political elections in American history. See, this is the election when all of these gentlemen in this photograph all ran for president, and they all ran for president against each other, and they hated each other. They talked so nasty about each other. They couldn't stand each other about their policies, their practices, their approach to leadership. They all thought that they should lead, but they thought that they could tear each other down in the process. But there was one person who came out on top, and that was Abraham Lincoln. Abraham Lincoln was the least popular guy out of this group. See, he came from rural America in Kentucky. He was in the lower chamber of the Congress in the House of Representatives. He wasn't a senator. He wasn't a governor. He didn't come from a political family. He was the outsider, but he won the election. And when he won the election, all of these men who were his rivals were people who didn't like him, who didn't want to be around him. But he used his skill of getting to know people and of persuasion to do the following. And what did he do? He recruited all of these men to join his cabinet. Could you imagine being a leader that you know the people around you can't stand you, but you're going to empower the people around you to give them the tools to help you to succeed or fail? Abraham Lincoln did that. This book is a lesson in understanding people, understanding their diverse perspectives, understanding what makes them tick, but most importantly, getting all of your rivals aligned on the same vision and the same goal, but keep them committed to something bigger than all of you. That's the lessons that I got out of this book. This is why this is one of the most important leadership books that I've ever read and that anybody could ever read. Understanding the history of your rivals and how you can use that history in this present to become the leader that everybody will admire. And let's be honest, Abraham Lincoln is definitely in the top 5 of the greatest presidents of the United States of America. And it doesn't matter what you look like, where you're from, your background, or your politics. He brought our nation back together after a divisive civil war. This book must be on your bookshelf.